Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic Volume 5, Episode 20, where today we are tackling something called a curve data. This is one that I've seen before, and I know that it is a weird one with some potentially confusing rules. So I'm hoping that doesn't mean that the puzzle itself is too fiendishly difficult. I trust our puzzle setters to make it approachable as usual. But I will, for your sake, try to take my time with it as we take a look at the rules. In a curve data puzzle, we will draw lines between the centers of cells so that each connected figure goes through exactly one clue, and all cells are used by a figure. So the word figure is just referring to a connected set of cells connected by these lines. And as you can see, the line only travels vertically and horizontally to make its way through the grid. We've used every single cell as part of a path. And while in this example they are in fact just straight paths, they could fork or loop or anything like that, potentially. That is allowed by the rules. Clues show how their figures turn and connect with themselves, not allowing rotation or reflection, but do not indicate the lengths of the line segments. So this is where it starts getting weird. Let's look at the clue on the right first. This kind of sideways S shape you can see we have made in the answer, but this little leg of it is really short and this one is very long. And that's all fine because the clue doesn't say anything about the lengths, just how they turn. But if we look at the other one, this is where it gets non-intuitive. This intuitively would be a spiral, with this being the shortest, but we're not saying anything about the lengths. So in the example solution, you can see something that looks very much not like this spiral. This rightmost leg in the shape is actually the middle part of the solution, because as it goes down and left, that left segment is short, and then it goes up and right, and the right segment is long, which is the opposite of how it's depicted in the clue. So that's what you have to kind of get your brain around, that these shapes, while accurate, might be in a configuration that you have to really think about to see that they are equivalent. So those are the rules of curve data, and it's time to solve a puzzle. Today's curve data puzzle was set by Jovial. One thing that we can do to get started, we know that every cell is going to be used, and we don't have any clues near these little dead ends. So we are going to have paths, and these are, if you look at the clues, they are all simply paths. Those are going to have to get into those dead ends. And the same is true for the dead ends that have curves written in them. So we have some endpoints we can start with. Let's see what we can say about the different shapes. This shape, we're going to be turning east here. We know that of these two endpoints, this one is a northern dead end. This is a western dead end. So this will be the one that's depicted on the left side. We don't have to worry about that ambiguity. So this is going to turn east at some point, then north, then west. We couldn't turn east right away because then we'd have to turn north right away because of this wall, and you can see we wouldn't be able to go west. So this is going to have to go south. It's going to have to miss this area because we can't have two clues in the same figure, among other reasons. It's going to have to go at least that far pretty clearly in order to potentially make that shape. If it went east now, the first time it could turn north is never. So it has to keep on going, and then it has to turn east, and then it's going to have to go north then west. So we're going to have to go at least one further so that we could go north and west. All right, that's a start. This shape is also pretty straightforward to get started because it is just a plain old L shape, and we have the bottom of it, and we know it can't go any further, so it must turn north. Might keep going. We don't know that yet. This one, we can be confident this is a westernmost dead end. This is an easternmost dead end. So we're doing this part of it, but again, it could loop. Let me just give a couple little examples. It could do, you know, it won't do this, but you know, something like that. I'm going to undo all of that. But it could also go farther up and then kind of tuck in on itself. I kind of expect that's probably what's going to happen, but we'll find out. And this one has to turn west and then south. Okay, fine. Where could this endpoint live? It's got to match up with one of these clues, and it is a southern dead end. This one doesn't have any. This one doesn't have any. This one doesn't have any. This has two of them. So this belongs with this clue. And that's really good because there are only two turns in it. So we're just going to have a horizontal line connecting these two bars. So this has got to come up. They've got to meet, and it can't go any further because then we'd meet up with this clue. So I think we've done this one. That one we can just check off. This cell is interesting because we now can't go that way or this way or this way. We've got lines in all of those, and none of these have forks in them. So we don't have to worry about that. So this is going to go east, and at some point it's going to connect up with the rest of this to make this shape. So we're already ready for it to do that, but these two cells can't be reached by any other curve. So it's going to be these that now meet up and make that shape. So hopefully you can see that. This is an elongated version of this left wing of this long shape. We've got that done with. What about this dead end? This is a northern dead end. Which ones do we have available to us? None here, none here. We've got one here and one here, and this one we've already accounted for. This clue is done. So this L actually does come all the way up to that dead end. So those have to link up, and this clue is done. So all we're left with is this shape, and we've got to manage to take care of all of these cells with this single shape. So we have already accounted for the westernmost dead end. We know there's an easternmost dead end and no other dead ends. Since there are no other dead ends, and neither of these could be an easternmost dead end, these are both not dead ends, and so have to be corners. And we can draw those corners in. That is good. That seems like a good start. This could not be this dead end because it has to turn north afterwards. So it's got to keep on going and then turn south or keep going. This is certainly not the easternmost dead end. So this is also a corner. And we are left with, I think, with something that is pretty clear where we're going. I'm just trying to be rigorous about it. This cell could not be that dead end because then we just have a line. So this is also, therefore, a corner, and it's this corner. And finally, we have to drag this over to make this shape, just kind of inverted a bit, to fill out the rest of the grid. And that is how we solve a curve data.